Satnam, I'm going to tell you what I want to tell you today, starting with a story. About 11 or 12 years ago, uh, everybody knows I'm an art dealer. I'm still dealing in art. I bought a painting from another art dealer in Delhi. Now, this is a really big art dealer, really famous. Comes the very famous surnames, comes from a very big industrial family. The painting was a M.F. Hussain, and I did the deal for 6 lakhs. The deal was done. We spoke about it. I said, I'm going to transfer the money tomorrow morning, and it was all done. And then next day morning, I got a call from this lady's secretary. And the secretary was so embarrassed that she said, sorry. I said, what happened? She's saying, I'm so embarrassed, I don't even know what to say to you. I said, no, tell me what happened. She said, she changed her mind, she's not selling you the painting. She just told me to inform you that the painting is not for sale for you anymore. I said, but we shook hands on it. The whole thing is done. Why did she tell you what the reason is? So the secretary told me that I'm not supposed to tell you this, but there's another dealer in Mumbai who's offered her 25,000 rupees more for the painting. So because somebody offered her 25,000 more, she refused to sell me the painting for 6 lakhs. Somebody else offered her 6 lakh 25,000. I said, fine. That is the last time I've ever dealt with that woman. It's been 12 years. I've never dealt with that gallery again. To give you another example, 2 months after this episode, one of the biggest steel manufacturers in India, I'm not going to name that person, his wife came to my house. She bought a 5 feet by 2.5 feet painting by Prabhakar Kolte for 7.5 lakhs. The deal was done. She bought 2 paintings in fact. So 2 paintings, 7.5, that's 15 lakhs. The deal was done. And she said, my secretary will transfer the funds to you, and within 3-4 days you'll get the money. And then you can send the painting across. I said, okay. So that was it. Deal is done. That evening, Prabhakar Kolte came to my house for dinner. And guess what he told me? He said, by the way, you know that 5 by 2.5 that you have? I said, yeah. He said, good news for you. The price has changed. Now the price that you have to sell it for is 14 lakhs, because if I'm selling you the painting, I'm going to give you the new painting at 9 lakhs. Now, just to make you understand, I had lost 13 lakhs on that deal. 13 lakhs I had lost within a period of 4 hours. And it was, if I did what that big Delhi gallery did to me for 25,000, I could have called up this lady who bought the painting from me and said, listen, I'm sorry, but I can't sell you the painting. But it's been 12 years, that lady doesn't even know that the price had changed, and I still gave it to her at the old price. Now, why am I telling you this? We all understand that there is something called traditional old wisdom, which our grandfathers, our grandparents used. There are a lot of things in that. In fact, I teach that a lot. There's a whole book that I want to write, and I've started writing about traditional ways of living, traditional medicine, traditional habits. One of these traditional ideologies that comes from the past is the power of the word. My grandfather had a very favorite thing. He used to say, "Main zaban de deti." Now, those who understand Punjabi will know exactly what this means. "Main zaban de deti" means I've given my word, and if I've given my word, I will die. I will kill myself rather than go back on my word. It's not something that is used for drama. It's not something that is used for effect. It's not something that is used to prove how honest I am or how great I am. Not at all. It's something that you do for your own benefit. Because every time you break your word, every time you go back on your word, let's say you do a deal, you make a promise and you go back on your word, you are destroying your core, you're destroying your aura. The strength of your magnetic field becomes weak, your personality becomes weak, the core foundation of your life becomes weak. Understanding the meaning of the power of word is so important today. Even if you take a loan for someone, or if you're buying something and you're saying, okay, I'm going to pay you by the 24th. If I can pay somebody back on the 24th of any month, I'm going to say, I'm going to give you back the money on 28th. Why? Because I can not be late even by 5 minutes. When I give my word, the whole world that has ever done business with me knows that I will die before going back on my word. The power of word creates a vibration. That vibration goes out into the universe. Every time you're going back on your word, you're making your life and your foundations and your core weaker and weaker and weaker. Eventually, you will disintegrate. I want you to understand how important it is. I want you to understand how important the power of the spoken word is and how important it is to keep that promise that you make. Because every time you're breaking that promise, you're destroying yourself.